I am Natman Penpon. I am an experienced IT auditor, IT consult, and I was a director in Big Four company before. I have intensive work experience for about 15 years in as an IT auditor, internal auditor, external auditor, IT consultant. Today, I would like to present you the service of the Auctoris Trust, the Virtual CISO service. So this is the board level cyber risk and governance for executive cybersecurity leadership that what the CISO service on demand. So the today presentation, I would like to present the following content. The first one is like starting from the problem context or the problem statement, why we need to have the virtual CISO and what are the incoming or the ribbon of having this kind of service. And the second one is what is the virtual CISO, the vCISO actually, and what is actually different from the current CISO or Chief Information Security Officer. Third one, I would like to describe the service overview that we have right now and the core deliverables that you get if you buy our service, like can be assessment strategy or any roadmap that you get. Working model, the scope clarification, and I will explain you about the package, like package 1, 2, or 3, from the starter, professional, and enterprise, and to see whether actually, I'm back. The line was has some interruption just now, and we will show you the package comparison matrix, the business benefits, why we choose Auctoris Trust, and implementation timeline, success metric or the KPI, key performance indicators, the client success story, the question that people mostly ask, the risk assessment processes, governance framework, compliance support like ISO 27001 or PDVA, contact information, like if you're interested, what can be the contact information and how to raise the question to us to which channel. So what is a virtual CISO actually? Virtual CISO is actually not a new service, but it's the service that we must have right now in terms of the sharing of the responsibility in the digital business area, the digital business world right now. It's actually the executive leadership, the executive position on demand that you can request. Like you can buy a package for this one because some of the company may not need like the full-time position for this type of the service. So this is then an executive advisor who leads cybersecurity strategy, risk management, and governance as a part-time or a retained service. And we actually provide expertise of the strategy, like a roadmap of the information security, cybersecurity domain for the company, the governance, like policy and oversight, the compliance, like what can be the laws and regulation relevant to information security and cybersecurity, like ISO and NIST, PDPA. The risk management, like how are you going to identify the risk? How are you going to identify the implication and what can be the mitigation plan that you can tackle or you can implement in order to close this kind of the risk? Service overview. So this like a strategic cybersecurity leadership for modern business. So at Auctoris Trust, we provide virtual fractional CISO service design to define your cybersecurity direction, manage risk, and prepare for legal and standard compliance. Our engagement actually starting from a remote first, outcome driven, and seamlessly integrated with your executive team. So this service is actually have a model that we will like talk with you to understand your strategic direction, like your product pipeline in the future, or what can be the future business risk for the business strategy that you may have in the future if they are have the technology platform that's supporting that those kind of businesses. And we will list out all the risks that may have for the IT risk or the cybersecurity risk that may have, including is there any mitigation possible mitigation plan or the risk management method, like how are you going to avoid, how are you going to mitigate, or if you are going to accept the risk, you can buy insurance plan, insurance policy to for those kind of risks that can happen in the future, for example. And this is possible for you to like if you are like feel fear of the ransomware threat, it can be possible that you hire on-demand SOCs, operation team, or outsource the SOC team to do real-time monitoring of your transactions and your internal network in the company. And the compliance readiness that I mentioned before, we have the service to assess what can be possible compliance risk of the company. Like we help you prepare for the ISO 27001 if this is the basics for the company that would like to go global, because it's a global standard for information security management. The PDPA, if you keeping the customer data, customer credential that can identify that person, you need to be compliant with the Personal Data Protection Act laws. And I say this is one is for the cybersecurity that you have to identify the processes or the framework that you will handle with the cybersecurity risk. And is there any audits, like the audits, the incoming audits, like for example, the audits of the internal auditor or the external auditor, there will be an ongoing and recurring this kind of audits. So how are you going to prepare for this type of audits risk? For example, if you are a listed company, you will have a regular auditing of the before companies, right? Because you have to submit your financial statement to the regulator on a regular basis. So we help you prepare, we help you give you advice, a plan, like the people, process, or technology required in order to tackle with this risk or the direction of the future of the company that we will head to. Next, the core deliverable for our service. We actually we cover key 6 areas. The first one is the risk assessment. The second one is the strategy and roadmap. The third one is governance framework. The fourth one is the audit compliance readiness. The fifth one is the executive advisory, and the last one is the incident response. So we cover all these core deliverables that we will make into the package and deliver to you, and we ensure that it actually tailored or customized to your business, your industry, or even the risk that you may face. We serve, we actually identify the target customer for virtual CISO service into 3. The first one is the growth and emerging. This one is for the SME or startup like expanding the operations. The company without the dedicated CISO position it might not need to have a full-time CISO at the time because it's too costly or doesn't need like immediately. We can support this type of need as well because there's an on-demand service you can select and we can do the job in a project basis. The second one is regulated and compliant. This is for the organization that under a very strict regulatory, like they need many organizations that they have to send the data or communicate or work with the other company and the mid-tier one or even the top tier one. They need to be certified ISO 27001 before, something like that. So we actually have this kind of organization as well. The organization is actually the regulated is like the fintech, healthcare, or the public sector. The last one, strategic leadership. This is for actually is customized for boards and executive that they require independent high-level guidance. So this is for the executive actually needs the advice or strategic advice from me. Before the board making any investment or any decision that has an impact to the business operation or the company revenue. In terms of IT risk, I can actually provide advice before the company or the board making a high impact decision. So it's actually more on board reporting and the risk articulations. Working model, we actually have a flexible and outcome driven. We are going to integrate very well because we have the audit tools on this one. We have the risk management tools. If you want, we can actually recommend the tool that you can work ongoing in terms of the risk, the company end-to-end risk management. So we work remotely. You can really ask me to be present in the company is actually subject to our discussion and negotiation, subject on request. So we are partnering, we're doing in a project-based basis. Retainer, we have monthly and part-time. Can select based on the package or any, like we can adjust based on your convenience as well. So this is strategy only, no recommendation. We provide advice, process, framework, roadmap. Okay, here comes to the detail of the package. The first one is the vCISO for starter. It is, I already explained that this one is for the small company like SME that doesn't need to have a full-time CISO. So it's a monthly retainer costing around 39,000 per month. This is for a company without a CISO. But there is a two risk that need to be clarified before investing, they think. So it is for the SME or the first time security company. So and the duration is 1 month remotely as we recommend. So what you will get is the cyber and IT risk assessment at high level, the IT and security policy review, the monthly advisory call, the executive summary report, and last one, refinement and support. Package 2, Virtual CISO Profession. This is the costing around 89,000 Thai baht per month. And we recommend to have minimum duration of 3 months because for the company that are really high regulated, like fintech or banks, public sector is actually have a high risk in terms of the getting fines from the regulator or the license of doing business is being withdrawn. So recommend to have a throughout intensive review into this one. This is actually suitable for company that expand very quick. preparing for audit and compliance. And there are IT teams that is growing and require a direction. The key deliverables are the detailed cyber risk assessment, the cybersecurity roadmap for 6 to 12 months, the policies and governance framework, the bi-monthly advisory calls, and the last one, executive support, like email or chat access for the leadership for any quick decision. The last one is the vCISO for enterprise. This is actually costing around 159,000 Thai baht per month with the minimum duration of 3 to 6 months. This is perfect for regulated organization that need full executive virtual CISO role and has a complex compliance needs. So we're actually acting as your dedicated CISO. So we have a full ownership of the security strategy and leadership. And we attend the executive and board meeting with direct reporting to the board using a remote attendance method. We have implemented full incident response and tabletops exercise. So we have vendor and third-party risk. This one we have a comprehensive review of the external vendor risk. And last one is the on-demand consultation with agreed scopes. If you have any advisories or support or any recommendation for a high impact decision before the board making a decision or judgment, or we actually provide that kind of on-demand consultation too. Okay, this is the comparisons. Choose the right level of the engagement for your company. So you will not falling behind or you will not get into a difficult or crisis again. This is benefit. So you have upward risk visibility, faster compliance, optimized spending, like you need to pay a lot for full-time position, reduce incident impact, cost efficiency, enhance trust. So why we have to choose the Auctoris Trust? Even though we are a newly set up company, but I have very intensive and very upscale experience in working in the commercial, corporate, big four banking, investment banking in both local and international firms. So I will ensure that I can provide the service that can surpass those kind of your expectation. So we currently that we are a trust partner that we focus on business first to see the impact of the business first. We look at the objective first, and we capture the threats and trends of the digital domain, and we are actually measurable. We provide the KPI. What are the tangible outcomes from this service to you? And before you're making decision, we can making sure that we are on the same page. We are aligned on the deliverables, the key indicator that we will have to get. Implementation timelines. These are actually telling you the first 90 days from the assessment to strategic action. So we split into kickoff and discovery, the risk assessment starting from week 3. And during the week 6, we doing the critical policy update, metrics, baseline setup, and immediate gap closures. Starting from week 9 to 12, we do roadmap and strategy. So we finalize 12 months roadmap and doing some executive briefing. success metric or the KPI. This is the measurable outcome to track the effectiveness of the virtual CISO engagement. So we provide this report to you on a quarterly basis to explain the progress of the work, like what are the risk exposure right now, how many percent, and policy maturity is how is the policy developing level right now. Audit readiness, this is are we like is the company ready to be audited for that coming audit? Is there any gaps? Are those gaps closed? Response time, so we improve the mean time to detect and respond. Also, we provide awareness training. So we measure the completion rates of the awareness training. That's one. Bot engagement, actually, adoption of the risk dashboard and the quarterly reporting cadence. So we measure that whether this is still ongoing, still active. Is there the quarterly report is still being reported to the board? How about the register IT risk under the IT risk management is going to be ongoing review, is still being reviewed? Is there any change? This is the case study that we have done successfully our fintech clients. So the client profiles, the clients in fintech sector, they're doing digital payments with the company size of 150 employees. The challenge is they have a rapid expansion led to some of the inconsistencies of security practice, and the client faced urgent pressure from the banking partner to demonstrate ISO 2701 compliance, and they don't have CISO to lead the initiative. So we found that the red flag is there is no formal risk management framework. There's no undefined, there is an undefined vendor security control. So using this kind of risk of the fintech company, we actually deploy virtual CISO cooperation package to them. And we follow the phase that I have explained to you in the previous slides, that we assess, we will remediate. So totally it took 6 months to audit readiness and accelerate the timeline by 40% versus hiring the full time. And after we doing the gap assessment into the ISO 27001, we have done the 100% close of the critical gaps from the ISO 27001 standard review. Okay, so most of the frequently asked question is about the data confidentiality. So we going to sign the strict NDA review, and we ensure that we use the secure encryption collaboration channels. Even we actually agree to use your secure communication channel in sending any documents or even joining the meetings. So you can ensure and you can trust in us that we are not going to expose or leaking your confidential information. As I say, we provide a strategy consultation. We not implement the tools, but we have the tool to recommend if you are interested. The scope, we define the statement of work with a specific deliverables, KPIs, and reporting cadence. This is to ensure the full transparency and alignment before we start. The methodology we use is the risk assessment process. We use the 5 steps in the risk management. From as contact and asset, we identify first what are the critical assets that are in the organization that we have to protect. Threat mapping, what can be go wrong with those kind of assets, and what can be the impacts. Scoring, like we see how it's going to happen and what can be the impact. Treatment plan, like we finding the way to resolve this kind of risk or reduce the risk. We have the methodology or the process of the risk management. Executive reporting, we present the summary of the findings into 6 to 12-month roadmap. Okay, as a virtual CISO role, the governance framework is very important. We will provide a strategic oversight, like we have a board dashboard, the risk register. In operational management, we will have a steering committees, race chart matrix. Policy and standard, we will have ISMS, AUP, access policy, and IR plan. Compliance setup, compliance support, my apologies. So during the review, during the service, we actually we will provide the compliance advice. Like if you require to do ISO 2701 or you want to implement the cybersecurity incident response process, we provide the compliance standard and best practice advice for you. So the outcome will have, like you will have the clear audit roadmap and plan for the upcoming audit, for example, for NIST, Cybersecurity framework, or the PDPA, GDPR laws. And you will have to prioritize remediation and the readiness scorecard. So are you ready to secure your business? If you are interested in the virtual CISO, I recommend you to contact us, scanning this QR code to book a 30-minute session with us. And we are looking forward to discuss more with you on the possibility, how can we serve you better. Okay, so before the next breach going to happen, so book your free discovery session today, and you get a clear roadmap for your cybersecurity journey. I would like to end the presentation today, and if you still have any questions or concerns, do not hesitate to contact us. Thank you.